What is going on, Z community? It's me, Azizz, and today we're going to be talking about credit card minimum payments. Things that we're going to be discussing are what are credit card minimum payments, why they exist, how they work, their effects on your credit score, and whether or not these minimum payments are a good or bad thing. So before we start this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell so that you're updated with all the best content. Now let's get started. So when you take out a loan, you're expected to pay that full amount by the due date. In the case where you're not able to do this, there is a small portion of that amount that you can pay, which is known as the minimum payment. Think of this minimum payment as you basically telling your lender, hey, you know what, man, I'm not able to make these payments right now, so here's like $20 and then just give me a couple of more weeks, I'll pay you off in full. That's really the main reason as to why minimum payments are a thing. Now, there is a bunch of different calculations for this minimum payment, and it really depends on where you're getting your loan from. There are really two main ways where companies will calculate your minimum payment. The first way is by them multiplying your balance that you owe by the annual interest rate that is on the loan. Or even some lenders will have a base amount of a minimum payment that you will have to pay. Generally, for most Canadian lending companies, this minimum payment could either be $10 or it could even go up to $25. It really depends on your lender. Make sure that you look at your terms and conditions that you signed, because here you will find your interest rates, your minimum payments, and how it will really work out for you and your lender. Now, there's a big argument that making your minimum payment will actually maintain your credit score and it won't really make a lot of changes. Now, I beg to differ. From all of the factors that make up your credit score, making the minimum payments actually affects two of these factors. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but these two factors actually add up to 65% of your credit score, so make sure that you're listening. The first factor that it affects is your payment history, which, if you haven't watched the videos in the past, makes up 35% of your credit score. By making the minimum payment, this is actually good news for your payment history because it still will show that you have a good standing. Now, the second factor that the minimum payment is going to affect is your utilization rate, which makes up the remaining 30% of your credit score. Now, by making the minimum payment, this actually will not be doing you any favors because your utilization rate will actually increase, and that is not a good thing. This is because your utilization rate is actually calculated by taking your unpaid balance and dividing it by the total credit limit that you have across all of your credit lines. For example, if you owe your lender $1,000, but across all of your credit lines, you have a limit of $20,000, you would divide $1,000 by $20,000, your utilization rate would then be 5%. If you're still confused, don't worry, you could actually refer to our past videos, which will break down all of the credit score factors for you. So be sure to check that out and let us know what you think. Now, so far, you might think that minimum payments are either a genius idea or they're not really that great. And there is one significant downside when it comes to these minimum payments, and that is it will take you so much longer to pay off your credit card debt. Because of this, it's always advised that you should pay more than your minimum payment so that you can keep up with your debt and don't end up in a huge debt cycle. This means that you will pay off your debt faster and pay less interest in the long run. Speaking of interest, there's this one big misconception that I've heard about minimum payments, and that is by making these, you don't get interest charged on your loans. And let me just debunk that. It is a myth, not a fact. And this main reason is why it'll take you so much longer to make your payments if you only make that minimum payment. It'll cause a snowball effect, and not only will the interest be adding up, but so will the minimum payment, and it'll just keep adding up and up and up and up, and it'll just be a snowball effect, and you don't want to be in that type of situation. If you're still confused about this, let me know in the comment section down below. I've also linked a credit card repayment calculator in the description below so that you could dabble along with it and understand your situation a little bit more. The one positive thing about these minimum payments is that you are able to keep any specific benefits with your lender. Specific benefits might include lower interest rates, cashback, whatever the case may be. Most of the lenders will preserve these benefits for you if you at least make the minimum payment. But once again, make sure you review your terms and conditions of the loan that you took out so that you can understand your situation more. Now, before we end this video, here's question of the day, which is, have you ever been in a situation where you had to make the minimum payments? If so, what advice would you give the Z community? We would love to hear about your experiences in the comment section down below. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video, Z community. Make sure you guys give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. This is me, Azizz, signing out. Peace.